Hello, and welcome to the final installment of Defined. Today's subject is what this means to you. You are going to be the focus of today's episode, and it seems like we really need to talk about this. Now, you may not really care about these subjects. You, however, do matter. This affects your livelihood. It affects what you do every day. It affects your education. It affects the technology that you have every day. It affects how it runs. It affects how you go places, travel, business. It's your money. Sometimes you gotta take control. And we just have to protect ourselves. We have to help schools remain open. We have to, without this flow of money, both domestic and foreign, we just can't do anything. And with a large increasing military spending, it's just unsettling. We're entering a time of peace in which we haven't been attacked in years. The last time we had a real time of peace was after the Vietnam War. It's unsettling. It really is. And we just let this go. We need we need to take control. It sounds harsh, it sounds wrong, but we need to take control of what we're doing. We are the people of the United States. We are the government. And without the consent, we sacrifice too much. And now, our government. Now, what exactly has our government done? Well, they've essentially sold you out. Each legislature, which is 535 members of Congress, at some point took money from an interest group. It's harsh, but that's thousands of dollars every day just going into their pockets. And every day, your voice is diminishing. In actuality, if a congressman were to where all their sponsors and where all their money has come from, they would look more or less like a NASCAR driver. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's what's happening. We ignore what's happening because it's boring, because it because we believe that it doesn't affect us directly. However, in our recent presidency, under the Trump administration, the Trump administration has done something rather odd. Under Trump, his cabinet mainly consists of people that have been at some point connected to a corporation. This has brought fear into our government becoming a corporation, a corporate government, per se. And it's not too far off what he's trying to do. It's really, really off-putting watching it at sometimes. For example, during the Puerto Rico crisis, we saw an odd transaction in which a power company in Minnesota got sold the rights to rebuild the the power grid in Puerto Rico for $300 million. It sounds really cheaped out, and it sounds like we're selling ourselves. We're passing legislature to help bigger companies come in and slashing regulations to help to push for more corporations to feed back into the United States. And it's odd. It's really odd. But it's what's happening. And he's trying to emulate exactly what Ronald Reagan did. He's wanting to put incentive into companies to push more American-made products and push more of a military system in which they're rebuilding a large navy, a large army, a large air force, and just pushing that as a job maker, as a source for income for the nation. It doesn't work though. It's become overblown. We're looking at $850 billion in 2018, and it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. We're not at a height of a war. We're not at the lowest point of an economic turmoil. Doesn't make sense. And this overblown spending can cause you to struggle for years to come. For example, higher premiums on your healthcare next year, or a reduced bonus from work because your project didn't get the grant that it needed to be produced, or that super bumpy road that you have to drive on every day that probably has 4 to 5 potholes that won't be fixed there because it doesn't have the proper funding, and you're probably getting a backache because of it. Your kid, and think of it, your kid just graduated from high school, but you're struggling just to make a living. Guess they aren't going to go to the college of their dreams. We live off the American dream and the dream of opportunity, yet we're not getting that anymore. It seems like we're saying large corporations deserve to live. The military system needs to be built larger. And it just invokes our right. We were founded off the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But these rights seem to have been sold. The third party. Call your congressman. Call a representative. Tell them how you feel. I'll leave a link down below if you want to see. If you want to look at what your congressman is doing. If you want to talk to your congressman. I really encourage you to look at what they're doing. Look at their legislature. Look at their look at their legislature. Look at their contributors. And just really take a step back and look at it all. Is this who you want representing you? Is this really the way you want your government to spend your money? Just think about it. Is your voice being heard, or are interest groups? There's many more questions that need to be answered, and maybe it'll be answered in your time. I honestly don't know. I just don't know what our government will do, how far we could go. We could hit $1 trillion in military spending by 2020. We could be in another war by 2019. There's so many unanswered questions. And again, thank you for watching. This was Defined.